Leos, welcome to your reading. I want to let you know if you're ready to meet your spirit guide. I put together a free meditation for that. I'll link to it down below. If you're also ready to master the law of attraction and start manifesting your dreams, I also put together a free mini course on that will be linked down below as well. And don't forget, I also go live Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, with high vibe mornings with free mini reads. So come hang out here on YouTube. Um, okay, so Leo. Wow, this is a very interesting read for you, Leo. So Leo, it looks like at the base, like the theme of what you're going on right now is that you just want to be happy. You really just want like a peaceful, happy home life. And I don't want to use the word peaceful. I want to use the word like you want that more like eager happiness, content life where it's like, yeah, my partner and I get along well, my job's good, my boss and I are good. But what I can tell you that's crossing that is the Eight of Trees card, which is the energy card, the effort card. So it's almost as if you're trying to work way too hard for this, and you keep telling yourself it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. The payoff's going to be worth it. The outcome will be worth it. Um, but I kind of hope you hear how much effort that is. You know, if you a vibe is a vibe. So if you're killing yourself by overexhausting yourself, working 20-hour days to get enough money to go on vacation, you're like, it's going to be worth it when I'm in that week in Tahiti. But you spent like 4 months not sleeping and being overexhausted and burned out. By the time you get there, you're going to be so tired and burned out that it's like, oh. And know that if it's like, we'll go on to the rest of the read. You're just keeping telling yourself, I want this end goal, so all this effort I'm putting into will be worth it to get that end goal. That's where you're at right now. In terms of how this is playing out in your day to day, it kind of looks like you're trying to protect yourself from heartbreak again. You're trying to protect yourself from being viewed as like a failure. You're trying to protect, but do you hear that's like you're trying to protect yourself instead of actually just enjoying? You're not with someone where you're just enjoying. You're not at a job where you're just enjoying. And you're just like trying to protect your sense of ability to like make something work. What else? Do they need to hear anything else about that, spirit? That's interesting. It's almost as if it's once I get this right, and this job and I, my boss and I, this partner and I are on the same page, then it's going to be peaceful and happy. So you're trying to protect like your dignity and your sense of ability to like make something work, and it's also a no, we just need to find the last little missing pieces. Like we're like this, we just need to get like this, and then we will be rotating. So know that that's where you're at. In terms of the recent past, well, something happened that made you really kind of like, I don't like grow up, but not like necessarily grow up. Something happened in your past, like this outside jolt of energy came in and just kind of like made you wake up and made you realize like, oh, I actually need to think about if I'm happy or not. So it was like that whatever this outside influence was, whatever it was, it was, I don't want to say short lived because I definitely feel that energy still lingering within you. It definitely wasn't something like long term or medium term, but it definitely like made you reevaluate. Like before, you were just plowing ahead, and what I've got going on is fine. It meets enough of my needs. It's fine. And then this thing came in, and you were like, wait a second. is this actually fine? Like, I don't even know anymore. So it like made you rethink, like, is this actually good? Is this actually work it? And that's why you're doubling down with a nope. It just needs more energy. It just needs more effort on my end to get working right. It's like a yard. You just need to put more time in and get all the weeds out, and then it will look beautiful. Um, so yeah, whatever that little jolt of like happiness was that showed you with like a, oh, this is what happiness feels like, or oh, is this how it should work? If for whatever reason it's making you double down to try to make something that's not working work. In terms of what's going on like right now for you, wow, Leo, I'm so sorry that this is like such a sad read. It looks like you're trying to give something more meaning than it actually has. Um, and I'm just going to explain law of attraction a little bit to you. It's what you focus on, you get, whether you want it or not. So if you have been like thinking about someone over and over and over and over again, and like let's say it's not someone who's in your life, they're like dating someone else, you just have built up momentum around thinking about them. So when they're popping up in your dreams, you're like, oh my god, that they're in my dreams, it must mean it's meant to be. When like, no, it's just you've been focusing on them for so much longer, for so long, that you're seeing it. um so you're just definitely trying to make it be more meaningful than it actually is. And it could be one of those, I must have put in all this energy and all that effort for a reason. It must be because we're soulmates. And a little analogy that might help you is the reason why gamblers get addicted when they're at a slot machine is because when they put that quarter in and they don't win, they go, oh, well, I put one quarter in, so my next time of winning is greater odds. But that's not how it works. Every time you put a quarter in, the odds are exactly the same. And, I don't know what the current odds are at casinos, but let's say it's like, even if it's 51%, the odds are in the house, 49% you will win. You play 100 times, you've given, you've lost 51 quarters. Just because you had those little hits of happiness where you got, oh, I won 2 quarters, oh, I won three, see, I just need to keep playing and then I'll get the big win. No, because the next 100 that you play with, you're giving the house another 51 quarters. So now out of 200 quarters that you've played with, you've given the house 102 of them. The house is just, of the 200 you gave them, they've given you back 98 of them. So do you see that like energy expenditure is off? You're like giving way more than you're getting back. And you keep thinking, I just need to wait for my big payoff. Maybe it's, I just need to keep working for my boss. I need to work the overtime. They're going to see how dedicated I am. They're going to give me that pay raise. They didn't give me the pay raise this time. They're going to give it to me next quarter. Or it's, I just need to keep showing this person that I love them. Eventually, they're going to turn around. And, there was a book I read, The Five Love Languages, where he talked about sometimes I've seen relationships so devoid of love that it can take up to 3 months of one partner just committing to, I'm going to show this person love and I'm going to do it in their specific love language. Some people like to be cuddled. Some people like acts of service, like if you do their meal prep for them. Some people like random thoughtful gifts that like when you're away, you're like, oh my God, I saw this and thought of you. I had to buy it for you. There's just different love languages, like the way that people need all five, but there's two that tends to be the ones that like touch their hearts the most. And he just said, he's like, I recommend people where there's just been like years and years and years of like void of love, give it 3 months where you just have no expectation. You're simply just wanting to spend your time to show this person that you love them and it's a way that you want to spend your time, and do it. They'll either come around or they won't. After 3 months, he's like, that's when it's kind of like, that's when I encourage you just like cut your losses. Okay, so whatever is going to happen between this person, this situation, this workplace, whatever's going on for you, it looks like in the near future, you're really going to want to enter like a healing heart phase for yourself. It's kind of like, it's almost as if you're going to have an awakening moment where you go, wait, I keep expending 100 quarters and I'm only getting 48 back. I can't keep like giving my life force energy to someone else. I can't keep living in hope that one day my boss will see my value and my worth and give back to me. And it's definitely gonna be this moment where you like are just gonna realize, oh shit, I'm standing out in the cold. I'm like not getting what I want. It's not that you're not getting what you want, it's that you're just gonna realize more often than not, you're not getting energy back. And you're just gonna realize like how tired you are and how frustrated you are that you're really just gonna go, okay, it's almost as if you're gonna be, I can't force this to work. You're gonna like back off and go, this just needs to work. If it's gonna work, it just needs to work. And that was that little bit of a jolt of positivity that I picked up earlier in your reading. You're like, oh wait, like so maybe you like are in a relationship and you met someone and you're like, wait, how do her and I vibe so well? How do her and I get along so well? Like, what is this? What it should look like? I need this, but with this person, you like double down, or it's like where you're, oh no, I've been at the company for 2 years. Sometimes it takes 5 years to get the pay raise, but then you were out at a bar listening to someone going, oh my god, yeah, I've gotten a pay raise every year, and you're like, wait, what? That's how it can work. Um, so you're just going to realize I can't force this to work. I can't make this work. I can no longer expend more energy than what I'm getting back. So you're just going to you're going to take a step back and just go, okay, if this is going to work, it's just got to work. I got to be able to be me in the relationship and she's got to like me as I am. Or they just have to start acknowledging me for pay raises, whatever it is. So it kind of looks like your personal power this month. Well, your personal power this month is to just kind of recognize like how much and how bad you really want love to work for you. And it's like that partnership. Like, look at that. You see those two little trees there in the desert? Like, you really, really just want that partnership where it's like us two are living in a city where everyone else is like crazy, but this person gets me and we have a strong bond. You're like, you just want that, like, Um, what else do I need to hear about this? So it's like recognizing just how bad you want it, but that doesn't mean you try. Well, hold on. Let me just read the cards. It's acknowledging how bad you want that we get each other. She always has my back. It's her and me against the world. It's her and me as a united front. And that's kind of like when you recognize that what you want isn't just someone there or that great love story challenge to overcome, when it's like no, I want the we. I want the we have each other's back. The great thing about it is that I just feel like she always has my back. He's on my side. We're working together. Like that team. Like that's when you're just gonna kind of realize like whatever this situation is, it hasn't felt like a partnership, like a team. It's felt more like I'm trying to be the leader. I'm trying to make it work. Oh crap, this time around I didn't listen to her enough. Okay, it's my fault. Instead of like, so it's been very much I'm trying to make it work. I'm doing all this. And it's like, if you would just admit, I want that feeling of it's me and my partner has my back with my family, my partner has my back with my boss, my partner has my back with my friends. Like, I always know that this is the person that I can go to for some encouragement, for some celebration. Like, that's going to really open you up into like this like that, yeah, that's my dream. And then it's going to give you something to value. Like, this is my dream. Here's what I've got. How do I compare the two? Because it looks like outside influences. Ooh, this is rough, Leo. It looks like outside influences for you is that like the other person just doesn't seem to be trying to make it work. Like, if your boss knows you want the pay raise, they're like going through your projects and going, if you want a pay raise, you got to be perfect. And look at this one error you made. Even though maybe you helped make the company another like 30x in revenue. Like, but if you were a salesman, your close rate, even though you made us 30% more revenue than we would have without you being here, and you made 30% more revenue than all the other sales team, your close rate was only 87%, not 93. That's what I would really like to see if you actually wanted a pay raise. So it's just like the other person is just like throwing in little bombs, you know? And it could also be that the other person is really wanting you to morph into just being this like picture perfect person for them and not willing to accept these other parts of you. They're like, no, the man, if you were the man of my dreams, you wouldn't have those things. Stop it. And it's almost like trying to guilt and shame you to like not show those sides of you so that you could just be the perfect person for them when like, guys, I don't want to say it, but it's like compatibility, Leo. Like if that they're telling you what their perfect person is, they're telling you the person they want to be in a relationship with. Is that you? Yes or no? Okay, so it looks like your hopes or fears. Okay, it looks like you're starting to realize, like, oh crap, am I wasting energy on this? Like, am I ever going to get my payoff? Because you're kind of like at this point of like, shouldn't I have been starting to see some payoff by now for this? Shouldn't I start to see some payoff for now about this? By now, shouldn't, if it's a relationship, shouldn't we be a little bit more aligned and working a little bit more together? Shouldn't, like, have I not proved to her enough that I do like her and I'm going to put an energy and effort to make it work? Should she not be, like, opening up a little bit more? Like, whatever trust issues you had or whatever you did, should she not see that, like, no, look, now I'm serious, and shouldn't she be a little bit more on the we? Or, like, shouldn't my boss, like, recognize that I'm the top salesperson, I increase the revenue of the company by 30%? Shouldn't he realize I do deserve the pay raise and I should, like, feel on my path for that pay raise, not every single time I crush a month of sales goals, it's like oh, I messed up on one form that I had to give to the admin team. Like, okay, I guess I'm not getting that pay raise. Oh, I had an 87% close rate instead of a 93. Like, okay. Like, you're like, shouldn't I just feel a little more stable on my path? And it kind of looks like you are going to hit a point where you just realize, like, it's over. There's nothing more that you can do. You dotted your I's, you crossed your T's, you turned every stone over. And you're just going to have a moment of, like, fudge, it's over. Spirit, is there any more to say? Any words of encouragement? Any words of inspiration? Oh, well, okay. You're gonna like exhaust yourself to try to make it work. And once you just recognize, like, I should feel on my path, I should feel more like a we, whatever your life situation is, you're like, this is over. You're gonna hit the this is over when you realize it's not a personal failure that it's over. It's gonna be like, oh, like, it's just more like acceptance. It's over. You've always been taking it as a personal failure, and it's gonna change for you. So you're just like, it's over. When you hit that moment, there is a total new journey ahead for you, and it's that new journey where you have that kind of like optimism and that like let's go, and you got the peace card. So it's like you're going to be much more at a place of, I really want harmony. It's kind of like you're getting out of wanting that like danger and excitement, and you want that more happy, ecstatic feeling. And it's like parasympathetic versus sympathetic nervous system. You're either in fight or flight in your brain, or you're in rest and restore. And fight or flight, if you're in fight or flight, you have an activated nervous system. There are somatic exercises you could do. You could reset your vagus nerve. You could do somatic exercises to get out of fight or flight and into rest and restore. When you're used to having an activated nervous system, like if you've been in the military, you've been in war, you grew up with like trauma, you tend to view danger, adrenaline as excitement. And you're like, yeah, I want that adrenaline rush. I want to jump out of the airplane. I want that woman who puts up a fight. It like gets my blood going. I do want the job who challenges me to grow and like wants me to get that that danger, that am I gonna make my close rate so I get my money that month? Like that's kind of how they view happiness. That it's that danger and excitement and adrenaline. When you're in rest and restore, a lot of times when you're in the activated nervous system, into rest and restore, you're like, that's boring. That couple's just sitting there giggling at each other, not even talking, giggling, eating dinner. Like, she's boring. This person makes me feel things. I must like them. And there's a book called Attached that talks about attachment styles in relationships. And it talks about exactly what I'm talking about right now, because it's far more detailed than I can right now. Um, that you need that person who triggers wounds or who tells you you're not good enough. And because you feel emotion from it, you think, because I feel these emotions, I must like them. But that's just an activated nervous system that's in fight or flight, and your head's scrambled, like full of anxiety. When you do exercises like reset your vagus nerve, somatic exercises, to get into rest and restore, and you start to live there more often, that's where it's more like the, oh, hey, my friend came over to do yoga with me, and you're just like giggling and happy. Um, so it's like you're gonna now realize that, like, whoever I'm with, whoever I'm dating, whatever job I'm working, it's got to support my nervous system. And I need to be in rest and restore. And the happiness needs to come from that when I come home, it's not that slot machine I was talking about, where like, is she going to give me my reward today? Oh, look, she was happy when I came home today. It's like the happiness comes from, oh my God, my babe, she always loves making my favorite food for me. And like your babe just, babe, you're home. I'm so happy to see you. It comes from like, I'm going home to someone who's happy to see me every day. I'm a lucky man. Instead of the other old way where it's like, okay, I called her just like she wanted in the morning. I sent her that picture midday. I dropped off food for her at lunch. So when I come home, is she going to greet me warmly? If you're not greeting me warmly, oh, okay, why not? How do I win next time? Like, you're just going to be, I'm coming home to someone who loves me. I'm coming home to someone who likes to plan fun things for us to do on the weekend. I'm coming home to someone who likes making my favorite meals for me. Um, I'm coming home to someone who likes my sense of appreciation, and I got a funny joke to tell them. Like, do you see how that actually can be happiness? Like, oh my God, I heard the funniest thing at work. I can't wait to get home to tell her this. She is going to be laughing. Whereas the old you was like the, you're not even thinking about funny jokes to share. And you're just like, all right, did I do everything right, just the way she wanted it, so that I can maybe get a hug? Like, do you see that difference? That's danger and excitement. Whereas this is like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell my person this. That's ecstatic. That's joy. That's rapture. Um, so you're going to start the new journey. You're going to lean into it's got to support my nervous system, and you're going to go through like a rebirth. So, however it is that you think you've been enjoying life up until today, it's going to be a complete transformation and rebirth, and you're going to find a reinvigoration for life. All right, Leo, I hope that helped you. Don't forget, come hang out Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube. I go live for free with free mini reads. I'm going to link down in the comments if you'd like a personal reading. I'm going to link in the comments if you want the free meditation to meet your spirit guide or the free mini manifesting course. Lots of love, Leo. I wish you luck.